Hi guys, it's your girls, Xee and Cyn, and we're back with another one. And today we're checking out 10 things that only exist in the UK. Now this is going to be an interesting one because Cyn had to see this. I was like, oh. But come on in, hit the like if you enjoy this content, hit the subscribe if you're new. We welcome you. To everybody that are used to us, thank you for always being here and welcome back. We're getting this one from Watch Mojo UK. Link will be in the description below. Go over and show them some love. Let's get into this one. We're feeling bubbly today, guys. We didn't drink anything though. Here we go right now.
This is where it all began. Greg's first shop opened in Gosforth in Newcastle 68 years ago.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK. And today we'll be looking at 10 things that only exist in the UK.
Oh, you smashed it.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Yes, do that.
For this list, we're looking at products, shops, and more that you can only find in the United Kingdom. Let us know which is your favorite in the comments below.
Okay.
Party 7. You'll have to be a certain age to remember Party 7, since, in its original form, it disappeared back in the 1980s.
Tenor says he did it.
I'm not playing.
Tenor and a Party 7.
This was a tin of beer that was the equivalent of 7 pints in one big can, which would have cost about a tenner in today's money, though it originally cost 15 shillings. It's a testament to how much the Brits love booze that such a product existed and remained popular, despite its propensity to explode and supposed poor quality.
Right, the chosen vintage of the CID.
Then, in the 2020s, Party 7 had a brief renaissance when the beer returned in a keg format in 2021. Little Chef.
I was not expecting Party 7.
Be like, what's that?
Yes, like, what's that? What's Party 7?
Beer. One thing, you guys pride yourself on your alcohol.
Yeah.
You don't play and you don't apologize for it. And I love that.
Any time of day. Well, it depends on time of day we're drinking. But lunchtime,
You take a break, you have a
yeah, nice cold beer.
I like that. You're not ashamed of it. That's how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine?
On my lunch having beer. Not happening.
You be turning
I was
over.
like, whoa, what's going on? I'm a light drinker.
Not only that,
I
but
like
they said the
wine.
reason why that can it used to explode.
Yeah,
I think it's just packaging.
I think the packaging and just like this is like in poor quality.
Yeah,
But,
but that's pretty much it. But that's a lot.
That is. Someone is like, yeah, that's a lot. Y'all can drink. Hold your liquor.
It was a sad time in 2018 when the final Little Chefs closed their doors.
Well, I'd like eggs and bacon. I'd like toasted jam.
Once upon a time, every long car journey could be livened up by a trip to a Little Chef, which lined motorways up and down the country.
And that's why the little chef serves me. Little chef's lots more fun.
You could go in there and get classic food like a full English breakfast for a steal. A boon not only to families giving their kids a chance to stretch their legs, but lorry drivers needing a pick-me-up after hours on the road. It struggled for years following its decline in the 2000s and eventually shut all its branches. But for decades, it was a British cultural icon.
A Little Chef goes a long way.
The House of Lords.
Where's it gone? We want to experience Little Chef.
And no, when we get there.
Yeah.
But then we won't experience.
What do you guys have besides Little Chef?
What
Is
replaced
that,
it?
Yeah, we replaced it with this. It looks like so like you said, dinner. So you're at home with your friend, like you're like hanging out with your. It's like a family environment.
Yeah, because they're saying that basically these chains were there because the people kids would look. It's a place to hang out after, like when you're going on a camping trip and you're going far, or you're driving taxiing from one state to the next. These were on the bypass. These were there. And you have this cheap, homey but good feeling where kids can stretch your leg and order anything. That extra. So it reminds me of, like I said, a Denny's or a Cracker Barrel. Like it's so good. It's soul food. But it's in
New York.
Yeah, it's in the lower 48. Kentucky, and I'm like, damn. But it's a homey feel, that chicken pie in that. Yeah, it's yeah. I can't believe I remember Cracker Barrel. It's been so
The most headline-grabbing recommendation, abolishing this place, the House of Lords, in favour of an elected chamber.
One of the most controversial things in British politics, the House of Lords as of 2023 is still there and still affecting our laws. That's despite many attempts to reform it and lots of high-profile and powerful politicians even saying they want to abolish it completely.
I think there's a lot that needs to be done to change the House of Lords. What I'm not convinced about is that we need another elected chamber.
It's one of the most bizarre parts of life in the UK, that we still have this system of hereditary aristocratic titles that mean unelected people, often rich landowners, get to sit there in Parliament and tweak or even outright block laws devised in the House of Commons.
What people get very worried about is the size of the House of Lords and the appointments process for the House of Lords.
They've got no real public accountability, and are one of the strangest things about Britain to explain to foreigners. Cornish pasties.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that one.
But I like the fact that they are commoners. It's not, they're rich landowners or whatever it is, but they're not politicians per se, and they get to make rules or bring the voice of the people. Are like this, blah 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 blah. Here is what we have to offer, and they can block certain things, so they can put certain things for.
And they're not held accountable.
Yeah, but I like it because you, the common people, have a say so in a sense. If you see what I mean.
I get where you're going.
Yeah, I like that. But I'm like, if there's a major issue, don't get rid of it. Cut it down. You know what I mean? Some tradition you just want to keep going. That's just me. I'm being sentimental. I'm British, you know. But some tradition you just really want to keep going.
With you today.
Cornish hen. Cornish hen. Pasties. Pasties.
You're thinking of food.
Cornwall is a unique part of England with its own distinct culture, flag, and even a native language. And it also boasts one of the most iconic British foodstuffs, the Cornish pasty. But the humble Cornish pasty is perhaps more important than you realise if you're not from Cornwall yourself, since it previously held protected status under EU law. This meant that only pasties meeting stringent requirements could truly call themselves Cornish. They've got to follow a strict recipe and be prepared in Cornwall. This was all done to protect the pasty industry, which uses local produce and provides jobs to many in the county. Tabloids. Of course, most countries do have.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it is. They're very strict about it.
Wow. And I am on board with it. Because you know where it's coming from. You know it's good. You know the recipe's not tweaked up or nobody get to add anything, take away. It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that.
And I love how they
and they're not a sellout.
Yes, it's like people from that area that only make it, which is nice.
Yep. And you get and it keeps the work flowing within that. I love stuff like that. They're not selling out to no big corporation for them to change the recipe and put a lot of I love it. I get passionate about that one. That news of the world.
Tabloids of their own, but tabloid culture in Britain is a law unto itself.
Yes.
Around the world, the UK is notorious for its relentless, unethical tabloids.
Yes.
Not only do British celebs find themselves at the mercy of the tabloid presses regularly, but so do celebrities from elsewhere who are deemed worthy enough to get harassed by UK red tops. Yep. For over 100 years now, cheaply produced papers relying on sensationalist reporting and invading the privacy of the rich and famous have been part and parcel of British life, so much so that it's strange to imagine that the media landscape is very different overseas. Colin the Caterpillar.
I've heard that the UK media, the tabloids, they don't hold back. They're lethal. They come at you hard. And
I don't mind. No, meaning, let me explain why I don't mind.
Yeah.
People here are so sensitive. The US is, everybody's politically correct.
Oh, girl.
And they're sensitive about every and anything. And if you say something, somebody want to sue you and this and that. But I like, because, follow me on this rowboat here, guys. The reason for me saying that, British people are so blunt. Jesus Christ, they're blunt. And they just tell you like it is. And they tell you what they see. Suck it up. Either you change it or you fix it or be as much.
Pretty enough for me when you come to me.
Yes, exactly.
Pretty enough, don't come too strong.
If America was like that, I bet you a lot of these celebrities or whatever, they'll tone down what they do. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, now look at this damn caterpillar. Come here, Carla.
It's quickly becoming the food fight of the century because the iconic birthday staple, Colin the Caterpillar, is going to war with lookalike Cuthbert.
No child's birthday party is complete without a visit from Colin the Caterpillar. Caterpillar cakes are sold by every major supermarket, all boasting different names, though the original Colin version was introduced by M&S in the 1990s.
Marks and Spencer's are taking Aldi to court over the budget-friendly version of the cake, claiming that Cuthbert is not only an imposter, but riding on the coattails of the supermarket's reputation.
Marks and Spencer's is so protective of its Colin name, in fact, that it tried to take Aldi to court for infringing on its intellectual property by releasing a Cuthbert the Caterpillar.
You know, it's a bit unfair because you've got similar caterpillars. I think there's a Clyde in Asda, and there's a Wiggle in Sainsbury's, and an Eric.
That suit was settled, and Caterpillar cakes continue to be sold by all supermarkets, often as a cost-effective way to get a large amount of chocolate cake for your kids.
Chocolate cake. Yum, 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 yum. Cynthia, it looks good, baby. My mouth literally watering. I can't wait to bite off the head of it. I'm just yum it up. And I'm not a chocolate fanatic like that, but since I had the UK chocolate, oh God, that's what they call. Yes, that's what they call chocolate. So now I'm like, if I have to have chocolate, it has to come from the UK. So I'm all for it, but I don't blame them. If you have something, you go for a bite of something, and then it's your brand. You see, they settle outside because they know what time it's.
Greggs. If you miss Little Chef, Greggs is one of the retailers that expanded to fill the vacuum it left behind.
This is where it all began. Greggs' first shop opened in Gosforth in Newcastle 68 years ago.
But not only will you find a Greggs at every service station up and down the country, there's pretty much a Greggs on every single street, sometimes 2 or even 3 branches all competing with each other. With its cheap, tasty pastries and sandwiches, Greggs has invaded high streets around the country from its headquarters in Newcastle, which has over 30 branches alone.
From its roots in the northeast, Greggs expanded steadily.
In total, there are over 2,200 branches of Greggs, about 1,000 more branches than McDonald's. But it still only exists in the UK. It didn't even have any shops in Northern Ireland until 2016.
Today, Greggs has more shops in Britain than either McDonald's or Starbucks, and says it may launch abroad in the years to come.
Tizer.
Okay, they better come over here because I want to try some of that. Yeah.
I'm like, 2,000 locations only in the UK.
Yeah,
they're not even outside of the UK, and they have so much location. You can tell that they're loved.
Yes.
And it's cheap, affordable food.
People like affordability, especially now.
And it's not taste bad.
Yeah.
And it's not overfilled with all different kind of ingredients they're not supposed to eat. Why not?
They might not come to the US after hearing that part. You can't pull it over preservatives.
Listen, and it's been around for 60, 80 years. That's a long time to just be in the same country.
And never branch out. And you can, but you just don't choose to.
That's amazing. I can't wait to when I get there, I'll be inside there, yumming up everything.
It's a red thing!
Though its presence on supermarket shelves has waxed and waned, especially in recent years, Tizer is still sold by British retailers and turns 100 in 2024. It's manufactured by Bar, which also makes Iron Brew. But unlike the national drink of Scotland, Tizer has never really appeared in other countries. It remains such a niche drink that you might have thought it had been made defunct and could have gone years without seeing a bottle.
Yes, we have 3 great new flavours. No, we're not changing colour! Tizer, it's a red thing!
Bright red and with a top secret recipe, who knows what they really put in Tizer, which adds to the allure of the Great British Pop, as its slogan calls it. Henry Hoover.
It's different. I like that. It stays red. There's different flavor, but it's red.
Just red.
I like that. I like that.
And it's the same company as Iron Brew.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to taste that.
You say you want to try that?
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm just excited.
Yeah.
Food and all, stores and all, castle and all. Let's continue.
What British home is complete without a humble Henry to keep everything shipshape?
Meet Henry from Pneumatic International.
Henry and his numerous siblings like James and Hetty is certainly the most iconic vacuum cleaner in the UK, thanks to his large googly eyes and cute appearance.
So cute.
They're not the best vacuums on the market, but we'll be damned if they're not reliable.
So what is it that makes Henry the industry favourite? Is it the long life engineering and proven reliability?
There aren't any bells and whistles on Henry, though some are designed for slightly different things. Buying him, you can be sure you've got a solid appliance that might even last a lifetime, but all without breaking the bank.
It's all over the floor as well. Feet up again, please. Did any of this go in your mouth?
Mr. Blobby.
It's nice. Oh, it's so cute.
I know, right?
It's so cute.
Even if it's not working, you want to keep it in the house. Just sit and look at it. That's pretty cool. You get personal.
And I like that it's reliable.
Yeah.
Very reliable.
Even though it's cheaper, on the cheaper end. But not only that, it has a name. It becomes personal, even though it's a thing. Henry. That's something, don't it? Not in the US. You don't have stuff. You're not going to just get up and just, nah. That's pretty cool, though. Mr. Blobby.
Maybe the most bizarre thing to come out of British light entertainment, and that's saying something. Mr. Blobby has been a household name ever since his debut in the late 90s. But his longevity defies all logic and reason. An absurd character who caused chaos on Noel's house party, Mr. Blobby now routinely reappears on TV and even on the stage.
Because Mr. Blobby will be going on holiday soon, he needs to get a photograph for his passport. Even Blobby needs identification.
Every time he does, he wreaks havoc, ruining segments, breaking items, throwing tantrums, and scaring children half to death.
Oh, he smashed the thing.
Why do they keep bringing him back when his only role is to smash things and screech like a banshee? Your guess is as good as ours.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent...
Look.
It's hard to put into...
Okay. Just give it a little. So you can cut it off. All right. Now that one right there is something. Blobby. I'll be scared of Blobby coming. I can just view Blobby from afar. Mr. Blobby, stay over there. I'll watch you cause chaos over there.
Yeah, cause not over here, son. Not over here.
Can say kids are afraid of it?
I can see that. I can see because you're coming all that energy. Because like, oh!
And it's ugly too. It's ugly too. It is ugly. I'm British, so I can be blunt. It is an ugly one. Let's log out. But it's amazing to know that there's so many things that are within the UK that they have ventured. Oh, are you cool? Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay. It is so nice to know that so many things that are in the UK haven't ventured out of the UK.
Yeah.
And it's so unique to them.
Exactly.
And that's pretty cool. And I like stuff like that. There's no duplicate of it anywhere. And that's what makes it unique.
Exactly. It makes it UK too.
Yeah.
It hasn't lost its culture.
Yes.
And that's a big thing. Because if it gets touched by another country, it's going to be different. It's
Yeah.
not the exact same thing. That's the truth.
Yeah. So we did enjoy this one. Like I said, I've seen it before, but I had to show Cyn because I'm like, she got to see this. Anything I see and it gets me excited over Island Girl, I'm like, okay, Cyn got to see this.
And I'll watch.
Listen. This was fun.
It was.
All right.
Really
We're
fun.
going to run out of here. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Let us know in the comment section what you'd like us to check out next. And not only that, there's a P.O. box.
Oh, yeah. In the description below. Send your girl something to munch on. All right, guys.
Sign us out. Sign us out, Cyn.
Yeah, log out. Let's log out. I'm done with this British girl.
Bye, guys.